Not too bad. How about you?
I'm
Glad
doing
to be
pretty well,
joining
thanks. Sorry?
I said glad to be joining you. Looks
Oh.
like we're going to be Cransoon LTigre match underway. And we're starting off with some heart containers that we will never know if they were sanctuary or not.
We won't, which is unfortunate. Oh, and we're getting a map check from Sonicam on our first race. It looks like we've got pendants at Skull Woods, Pod, and Ice. Green pendant at Skull Woods. With the fire rod already in hand, not a bad place to check out and possibly even finish. Especially with some of the seeds we have been seeing in this tournament.
Both runners on the bottom race are starting the same way, going to check Uncle, and we find an ether tablet.
Now this is interesting. On the top race there, we start off with a lot of heart drops and an ether tablet drop. Maybe we'll see some similar item drops happening in both races now. And Sonicam's just checking out Hype Cave, which hopefully will be hype. So far, 600 rupees and the Power Glove and the Red Mail. Power Glove confirming that this was, in fact, an Aghanim seed, an Aghanim required seed, even with the sequence break. Axe still does have the advantage of having grabbed one crystal already because of his sequence break, but it's a pretty quick one that Sonicam can catch up on. And similar to Ack in the that we saw earlier in the top match, Cransoon was just picking up some blue rupees from the Houlihan room early on to ensure that he can pick up some bombs, following the same route that Ack did earlier.
Yeah, Cransoon is taking the southern route while LTigre is taking the northern route.
And we've got Sonicam on the digging game. Looks like it's taking quite a few digs to get to an item. And it's just 10 arrows. And with no way into the Village of Outcasts, he's going to save and quit out. And now we have Ack finishing up Aghanim, and now entering the Dark World.
Unfortunately, LTigre does not have 50 rupees to buy bombs, so he's going to have to gamble in Blind's Hut to see if he can find some bombs. Whereas Cransoon is just buying them.
Oh, but LTigre finding the flute.
Ooh.
And Sonicam's heading into the back half of Escape, which we haven't seen yet. But he's just getting a map, a key, and a bomb upgrade for his trouble. And Ack is heading into Palace of Darkness first, which makes sense. He's got the hammer and the bow, so he can full clear this.
Ooh, and Cransoon found the Moon Pearl in the hedge maze.
Nice.
LTigre activating his flute.
And meanwhile, Sonicam is heading up Death Mountain.
Yes, it does seem like we have a tiny bit of lag on the bottom races, so I'm trying to keep up with the items as best as possible. Feel free to let me know if I missed something.
We also have a lot of randomizer on our screens in general.
Yes, we do.
Oh, and Sonicam finds the Titan's Mitts as his reward for going to Death Mountain.
Cransoon finds the boomerang.
And Ack gets the flute in Palace of Darkness.
And Cransoon's going to get his flute right here. Oh, and Hookshot was the item behind the bombable wall.
Oh, wow.
In Blind's hut, which LTigre did not have bombs to get.
Mm-hmm.
That may be big if he does not go back soon.
And Sonicam is going for a pretty early play for Spike Cave and only getting a heart container out of it.
LTigre picking up his Moon Pearl. And then fluting the swamp. Finding the single rupee there, going back in to drain the swamp.
And so far, it looks like Ack isn't getting much out of Pod, but of course it is. Oh, I was going to say it is a crystal, but no, it's a pendant. I forgot it was a pendant.
I feel like I'm about to pay for that phrasing on the swamp.
It's only a few. Oh, and Ack just picks up the ice rod, it looked like.
Oh, and
Pod.
LTigre, if he had picked up the bush there, he would have gotten bombs on his way down.
Yeah, he's only got a few to work with there, it looks like.
Yeah,
so
he's got to make this.
He's got to make this. And he does it.
New problems.
And so it looks like Ack is about to do the South Dark World route and head over to Height Cave, while Sonicam is clearing out some Village of Outcasts locations.
And LTigre getting the fake flippers on the very first try without a sword. Very impressive.
Nice. I guarantee I'm going to start forgetting who found what items in which seed, but right, it was the Power Glove in Hype Cave. Which Ack is now picked up, and hopefully he'll be heading to Death Mountain soon to get his Titan's Mitts.
LTigre breaking the logic using the Moon Pearl Fake Flipper to check the newest addition to V26, which is the Waterfall Fairy. And he's going to peek at the ledge item, but does not have enough to go to Zora. Ooh, very interesting. Cransoon via Ice Cave picked up enough rupees to go to Zora, but is going to opt out for now.
And yes, both races are open seeds. This whole tournament is the open mode tournament.
You know, I really love their decision to do that, because with the normal mode of last tournament, which was a lot of fun, absolutely, but the first 10 to 15 minutes was pretty much the same thing. This, you get immediately divergence.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. So we've seen some players do pretty much the same thing at first, but there's always that chance that they're going to take totally different routes.
Ooh, and we have flippers on East Side Death Mountain for Cransoon.
And it looks like Axe is going to be following what Sonicam has already done here, heading into the Dark World to the Village of Outcasts with his hammer and Power Glove, actually. He hasn't gone to get his Titan's Mitts. Oh no, he's heading to activate his flute. Of course, he doesn't have his flute activated yet. While Sonicam is clearing out Thieves Town with quite a few hearts and red mail, this shouldn't be any problem for him. And we've got Swag Duck being activated for, was that the 4th time now?
Yeah, I'm not sure Sonicam has yet.
I think he definitely already has. I think. Oh, maybe not, actually. Either way, a lot of Swag Duck hype. And Sonicam getting the hook shot from the big chest in Thieves Town.
Cransoon taking his flippers and not finding much else in East Death Mountain. He was gonna approach Zora from the north, but realizes he does not have the gloves. So he's going around south to Flipper. Will he check Hobo first?
Sonicam is doing very well in this blind fight. Has yet to get hit, just as I say that he gets hit twice, but through those first 2 phases, didn't get hit once. And finishes blind off. For another 300 rupees, a seed that just keeps giving hearts and rupees.
You can tell Sonicam has practiced that once or twice.
Yup.
I am actually tracking the bottom, so if I miss something, feel free to tell me.
Half magic at Hobo, apparently.
Thank you.
As you were saying that, everybody started getting really hyped about half magic, so. And Sonicam is taking that hookshot he just found, heading over to East Death Mountain, likely on his way to Tower of Hera. He does have that Titan's Myth, though, so there's a lot of item locations open to him.
And I will get that half magic as soon as I find it.
And we're going to get quite a few items checked here on Sonicam's side. But looking like not much so far. Gets more hearts. It's a very healthy seed.
Alright, and Cransoon is checking the final part of the escape here and finding a whole lot of nothing.
While Sonicam is on his way to Tower of Hera. Which will give him another crystal, but he still needs to pick up his bow from Zora to complete Eastern Palace, and Ak is not that far behind him in terms of completing things that Sonicam has done already.
Cransoon does his sick boy check and finds not a whole lot. Just 20 rupees. You would think a cure would be worth more than that. LTigre is going to do the beginning of escape, and Cransoon is going to go check Shahabadu. Ooh, and we have our first sword.
And Sonicam has had to go into the basement of Tower of Hera. It looks like the big key is in the basement.
Ooh, and Cransoon with the Titan's mitts.
Nice. Oh, and that'll be Dark World access, won't it? Quite early on.
I sure will.
And Sonicam grabs his big key while Ak is finishing up Thieves Town.
Ooh, and Master in Escape, 2 swords in a row. Cransoon is going to do the V26 early Skull Wood strat.
And Ak is also showing us a great...
Did you see what LTigre
I did.
did?
I just saw it, yeah. I was going to say, was Ak also showing us a great blind fight. In fact, I don't even think he got hit once there. I might have missed it at the end there when LTigre froze that guard.
I didn't even see what was in the chest. I was laughing so hard. So LTigre is about to find his first pair of gloves.
And Sonicam is, instantly gets trolled by Trolldorm. Gonna head right back up. Looks like Tower of Hera didn't give much in terms of items so far. Or at all, now that I think about it. I think we didn't see a map or compass yet, so... Meanwhile, Axe heading into Skull Woods. Which we know is a pendant, and now have confirmation of with the music. But he did find progression in a pendant dungeon already. Sonicam is heading back east on Death Mountain, going to possibly check Spiral Cave, but definitely going to go into Dark World as well. Gonna take the long walk through Spiral Cave right now. Just a red rupee from Spiral Cave, but again, it brings him back down right above that portal.
Looks like LTigre is about to go get his half magic, while Cransoon checks the Village of Outcasts. And I'll take a full heart container for 30 rupees. Works for me.
And Sonicam just finding red rupees on his way up Dark Death Mountain, but he does have Hookshot Cave to check next. And Ack is on his way to the back of Skull Woods. So far finding, it looks like only a second bottle, I think.
LTigre just found his Titans as well and is going straight into Skull, which Cransoon has already checked.
And looks like no rewards from Hookshot Cave either.
The swords for the bottom race were both in Escape. The front half of Escape. Ooh. Cransoon having a little bit of trouble in Thieves Town, but really, if you're going to die in Thieves Town, that is the place to do it. He's gonna move on. I am wondering if it may be a pendant dungeon. I did not see the map check.
And Ack is using Hammer on Mothula right now. Down to 2 hearts though.
And Cransoon is about to do the digging game. If anyone wants to take some guesses on how many digs it's going to take. Not many. 3.
Oh, and Ack takes a death to Mothula. Despite showing some pretty good hammer moves, he's going to have to make his way back in. And Sonic Am is now doing the fake flippering that we saw Ack doing earlier. Although he's heading... Oh, wait, no, he has the flippers. He was not fake flippering. He's heading to Ice Cave, though. Or Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, real flipper. He's fake flippering.
Ooh, and we're going to get a hype cave check right here. Is it going to be hype or not hype? And not hype.
And we have an interesting scenario of, once again, our runners up top sort of following in each other's footsteps. Sonic Am is about to get that bow, which will likely lead him over to clearing Eastern, which Ack has done. Meanwhile, Ack is heading up Death Mountain and might make some similar decisions, although he does not have his Titan's mitts yet. Oh wait, no, he has the red mail. He must have his Titan's mitts yet. I am looking at the tracker, but he should have the Titan's mitts. No, he doesn't. Oh.
So Cransoon is returning to Death Mountain. Looks like he is going to check Dark Death Mountain.
Now, I might already be getting myself confused on seeds, because so much randomizer happening. I thought the Titan's Myth drop were with Red Mail and Hype Cave. But it seems like Ack doesn't have the Titan's Myths, but he does have Red Mail. It must have been somewhere else, and there was something else in Hype Cave.
There hasn't been much randomizer going on the past couple of days, has there?
No, just all day. Every day. Titan was under Spectacle Rock. Oh, right, of course. Okay.
Ooh, and we have Fire Rod and Super Bunny Cave for Cransoon.
Oh, their first glove upgrade was in Hype Cave. That's why I'm getting them confused. Power Glove was in Hype Cave, and then they got the Titan's Myth upgrade from Spectacle Rock, or at least Sonic Am did. Axe still has to pick that up.
We did just get a pendant check on Turtle Rock. I did not see what it was, though. And Cransoon getting his first sword. LTigre opting to finish Thieves Town of the Willard belief, if you start a pendant dungeon, you finish a pendant dungeon. However, without the hammer, he could be in a little trouble here, possibly leaving an item behind.
And we've got Sonic Cam has now headed into Swamp Palace. Ack has finished up Tower of Hera. And sorry, you were just about to say something.
Oh, LTigre had a little bit of trouble in Thieves Town. Gonna opt to peace out, and I don't blame him.
And since we still have quite a bit to go for Go Mode for our top runner, Sonic M is opting to do the full clear in Swamp. Almost skipped past the spike trap there to activate the switch, but has to grab that key first. Can't flood the key.
LTigre doing the Southern Dark World Tour here.
And we'll see if Trolldorm gives Ack any trouble, like he did to Sonic M earlier.
And Cransoon finishes Moth in short order.
And there's another crystal for Ack, and hopefully... Oh, it looks like he's not heading over to Spectacle Rock. He might have forgotten about it. Hopefully that's not the case, but he is going to check Spike Cave.
So what LTigre is doing here actually is not considered a logic break. He doesn't have a mirror, so he saved and quit with the dwarf guy there, which stays with you in a save and quit. And he's going back to get a whole bunch of money.
Right now, as far as a lead on our top race, Ack does seem to be a little bit ahead in terms of crystal drops, but I think there are a few item locations that he needs to pick up that Sonic M already has, which might be putting him in a slightly better position to get through some dungeons quickly soon.
So Cransoon about to go pick up his next two items here. I'm sorry, his next 2 sword upgrades.
Although Sonic M is still going to have to get his Ice Rod, which is in Pendant Palace of Darkness. And it sounds like Ack went to grab what was on the Zora ledge. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. Oh, the mirror. It looks like it was the mirror, right, because Sonic M already grabbed that.
And Catfish not paying.
And Sonic M doing some fighter sword spins on the puffballs on Argus here. Doing it very well.
I think LTigre is headed to the pyramid to check that item.
It doesn't look like Swamp gave him any items he was necessarily looking for. Of course, we know where that Ice Rod is. And depending on what's required to get into Misery Mire, that might be all he needs. And Sonic M using the Fire Rod on Argus. Very nicely done.
Cransoon is presumably about to break the logic a little bit here and grab the items from Eastern without the lamp, unless everything is before the East side.
And just getting confirmation that Sonic M has the boots, but we missed part of that. Which probably means Ack also has them? Oh no, he does not. Okay.
Yes, for those of you in chat asking, we actually have 2 different races going on right now. It's ActiBoker versus Sonic Cam on the top, and LTigre and Cransoon on the bottom.
And I think for the 2 races, there's 3 of us in total, because Cobb, you're also tracking the bottom one, right?
If you want to call it that.
we've got 3 people doing the work of 4 here.
Mostly Chad is tracking it for me, and I'm good.
Fair.
Ooh, and the hammer in Eastern Palace for Cransoon. That is good news for him.
Oh, also, Cransoon is the chat is Cransoon is telling us. The chat is telling us that Cransoon has the Cane of Orion.
Well, to be fair, Fiesel's doing the work of about 33 people.
Very true. There are other people involved in this who are doing the work of many, many more people.
I could be wrong, but I think in addition to about 8 different Link to the Past randomizer races going on, there's also a Super Metroid race going.
Oh my goodness.
At least we're not doubling up both of those in the same chat. That would be confusing.
And I did want to see both of these races, so I ended up getting my wish somehow. And so we have another situation here of Activoker and Sonicam sort of finishing up things we've seen the other do already. I didn't recall Ack grabbing his shovel from Skull Woods, but I do see it marked on the tracker. And we'll see if Sonicam has a better time against Mothula than Ack did earlier. Looks like he's going through to complete the dungeon. Whereas Ack took a death and ended up backing out.
Oh, that is an interesting dark room strat by LTigre, using ether to freeze the enemies, kind of giving them an idea of where they stand.
Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to do that yet, but I was very excited when I heard someone mention it, because it's true, frozen enemies will show up and can be used as landmarks.
I am well known for the base tanking strategy.
Oh, right, of course.
Ooh, Cransoon with the bow in Hera. It was a long trip and well worth it. He is opting out of the rest of Hera, which makes me believe that that is our third pendant dungeon.
And we see Sonicam finishing off Mothula with the hammer, as Ack was attempting to do earlier, although with less health. And getting a green pendant for his trouble. And looks like Ack is also going to try the fighter sword spin strategy here on Argus. And doing quite well on it. And yeah, it looks like Ack will need Red Cane for go mode, and we haven't seen what what medallion they need to get into Mire yet. Up on the top race. What Mire is one of the required dungeons.
Is anyone in chat able to confirm that Tower of Hera was a pendant dungeon? I can't see another reason that Cransoon would have pieced out of it.
And now the one concerning thing up top is that Axe still needs to get the Titan's Mitts from Spectacle Rock, which we actually saw him skip over earlier, so hopefully he hasn't forgotten about it, as that will also be required for him to be in go mode. Meanwhile, Sonicam is clearing up some overworld, probably hoping to find an Ice Rod, which we know is in Palace of Darkness. Oh, and Ack gets the Red Cane in the cave south of the Haunted Grove. Oh, that's right. Sonic also needs the flute from Pod. And Ack gets a sword upgrade from the dig spot. Something else that we were missing out on. A very early fighter sword in this seed, but then a very late second sword upgrade.
Cransoon finding the fighter shield. Unlike LTigre, he is going to be able to finish Pod while he is here.
And yes, for those asking, when Ack was when he finished Tower of Hera, he went into the Dark World and checked Spiked Cave, but didn't check Spectacle Rock before doing so, and also didn't have the mirror at the time. So if he had thought of it, he would have had no way back immediately, save and quit out, but it seems like he was not thinking of it. Hopefully, though, as he's doing these overworld checks, he will remember. And we see Sonicam going to clear up Eastern.
LTigre with the hook shot tricks, while Cransoon takes the intentional death warp since he does not have the mirror. And LTigre picking up his fire rod.
Oh, and it looks like I missed Sonicam also grabbing his red cane. But I'm sure everyone noticed that. Hopefully he will think to check out Pod after this since he's so close by to it, but he will have a few things he might be thinking to check first. Before going into a pendant dungeon.
Thank you, Osmo.
And also, everyone, be sure to give all these runners a follow. They're all four of them are excellent Link to the Past runners. Definitely people you want to check out. Giving us two very good races here.
Absolutely.
And Axe still needs the Titan's Mitts. That seems to be what he's looking for, and hopefully he hasn't forgotten, although it is starting to look like he might have forgotten about checking Spectacle Rock Cave.
And yeah, Cransoon, I do believe Cransoon finished Eastern.
And Sonic M is heading into Turtle Rock, hoping he might find the Ice Rod there.
All right, LTigre's turn with Mothula. Making it look like a simple fight, which it is not.
And Ack is picking up his Titan's Mitts. He's gone to Spectral Rock Cave. He's seen them. He's going to work his way around and grab those.
Cransoon about to head to one of the trickiest dark rooms in the game, in my opinion. However, he does have the fire rod, so a quick step to the left in the turtle room, and he can light it up.
And as Amazing Ampharos is pointing out, if Ether is required to get into Misery Mire, then we will have go mode for Ack. We'll find out in just a moment. I didn't see it. He saw it, I didn't. But it looks like he's checking more locations, so probably not what he was hoping to see.
Thank you, chat, for keeping me honest. They are picking up items so quick.
Oh, but looks like while Ack is here, he's going to hop into Desert.
And Cransoon says, I don't care about the fire rod. I got this in the dark. Wow. Quick order.
Oh, and Ack finding another sword upgrade on the Bonk Torch in Desert, bringing him up to Tempered. Meanwhile, Sonicam still working with Fighter Sword in Turtle Rock right now.
Ooh, LTigre is going to gamble on Mire without the cane. I think he is doing this because it's a pendant dungeon. As Cransoon finishes up Palace of Darkness with no trouble.
Oh, and Sonic M got his Master Sword from Turtle Rock. And Ack is making quick work of the rooms in Desert Palace. Ak is got his tile room, Desert Palace tile rooms mixed up a little bit there. But I think at this point he's just trying to fly as quickly as possible and get that last medallion that he needs.
LTigre picking up the cape. As Cransoon is going to do the dreaded full clear of Ice Palace, looking for that cane and mirror. And I guess Bombos as well.
And yeah, so as you were asking for the top race, silvers were in Skullwoods. Ak went in once, died on Mothula, and then ended up leaving, so he still has to head back that way. Oh, it was Ether to get into Mire. That means Ak has been in go mode this whole time. So feel free to get your go mode hype in. First to 4.
Go mode hype.
We have officially confirmed that Ak is in go mode. Yeah, he might have been looking for silvers. I don't know what else he would be hoping to get out of except for that, but I also know that he would not have a problem with silverless, but maybe he's hoping if he finds them somewhere, it'll give him an edge. He does seem to be rushing a little bit and might be thinking that he's a bit behind.
Both LTigre and Cransoon just found the burrito in their respective dungeons. And Cransoon picking up a fetch quest.
And all things considered, this is a pretty nice situation to find yourself in. What Ak is facing right now. Quite a few dungeons still left to do, but he does get to go mode them all. You know, he may have even been hoping to find silvers before coming into Mire just to make this boss go a little faster for him. Oh, but he hasn't checked Turtle Rock, so he doesn't necessarily know. Right, he doesn't know that it's Ether to get into Turtle Rock. That makes sense.
LTigre finds Brian in the first chest of Eastern Palace. And I can't remember which item, but I think Eastern Palace had a second item of value. I want to say the hammer. But they're all running together now, these seeds.
Yeah, and you've been on quite a few today.
This is my third in a row.
So much randomizer.
The last one was a doubleheader as well. I will sleep well tonight.
So Sonicam is still looking for his ice rod. It looks like he's going to take the front entrance into the desert. Oh, and he still and still no flute either.
Hey, what do you know? My brain isn't completely fried at this point. LTigre picking up the hammer. I do not believe Cransoon found anything he was looking for, other than, of course, a crystal in Ice Palace, but he did pick up a shovel, so shouldn't speak so quickly. Oh, and bombos. That is very important for Turtle Rock.
And Ack using the cape strats on the smaller eyes on Vitreous, doing very well, and then using the bow to finish him off.
And Cransoon's going to check the Desert Recluse.
And Sonicam gets himself the final sword upgrade, bringing him up to Butter Sword. And it looks like Ack is heading right for Turtle Rock, where he's going to find out that he has everything he needs.
So LTigre is in ice now, and he's going to pick up a Shovel Witch's bombs and the bombos. And Cransoon's going to head into Mire and be disappointed.
And Ack is still checking the chest on these, but hopefully his first move at the time is to go over and check Turtle Rock and see that he is in go mode. And Sonicam still needs Ice Rod and Flute, which are both in Palace of Darkness.
For those of you just joining us, we actually have two different races going on. Ack the Boker on top versus Sonicam, and LTigre versus Cransoon on the bottom. We have just so much randomizer. We don't have an... Twitch just said, you don't get any more channels. Low-key, we broke Twitch.
And Ack is heading into Turtle Rock. He's very excited to get this go mode on. Keep in mind, he only just realized he was in go mode, although we have known for a while now.
LTigre is utilizing one of the many alternate sprites. I believe that is the Dark Link.
Which Sonicam is also using.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's referencing the multiple games, not this one, that has Link fighting himself.
Yeah, many games that have Dark Link, except for this one. The Game Boy Advance version of this game has some Dark Links, though. But he doesn't look like this. That is also a sprite in Randomizer. Is the Dark Link from Game Boy Advance version of Link to the Past and Four Swords Adventures.
Oh yeah, over the past couple versions they've added, there's got to be like 20 or 30 sprites easy.
32 between versions 25 and 26. Oh no, wait, I'm wrong. More than that. There was 32 with the initial version releases, and then there was a sprite push right before this tournament that added a few more.
Ooh, Cransoon's. Oh, okay, he's got a potion. I was gonna say he's got to be careful because those bomb slugs hit like a truck. You wouldn't think so. They do.
And Sonicam is clearing up so much of the overworld looking for his two missing items. It seems like the lead that Ak has right now is going to be a tough one for Sonicam to make up. Looks like Sonicam is going to check the Ether tablet, as they only did just recently. He only recently acquired the book, but only getting 20 rupees for that. And it looks like Sonicam is now on his way to check pod. Oh, no, he's actually ducking out of that. Seemed like that's what he was about to do, but he might have a different idea now.
Now, I experienced some frame drops. Did LTigre finish Ice, do you know?
Oh, I am not sure, but I'm sure the chat does. And Ak very quickly getting through the Trinex fight. Which means we are coming to one of my favorite parts of randomizer races. With that crystal, Ak is going to be on his way to Ganon's Tower, and it's time for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guess. There are 22 item locations in Ganon's Tower. We're looking for a number between 1 and 22 as to where you think the big key will be found. Get those guesses in. What do you? Oh, he's going to Hookshot Cave first. Oh, and he still has Skull Woods. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Skull Woods was a pendant. They just both fought Mothula because they had no other options at the time. Or thought.
Cransoon finds his validation arrow, and he did a item count along the way, and realizes that he's got nothing else to find in that dungeon.
Do you have any big key guesses for our top race here?
I am going to be nice to the runners and go with 7. I'm sure we'll have our tile room guessers out there. Fun for chat, horrible for the runner.
I usually guess the Bonk Torch, which, depending on what order they go in, could be 3rd or 7th? Oh, so I guess I could also be guessing 7. Or maybe 8th if they check tile room, which he's not going to. He's cutting through there, going for the compass room.
Cransoon going to check the pyramid now and not find anything he likes. LTigre is going to open Turtle Rock. Very possible I missed Kane. He must have it. Yes, he does. I'm not sure where he got it, though.
So we're up to 7 locations now, having been checked. No big key so far.
Did he do the right side gamble? I wasn't able to see.
He did go for right side, yeah. Oh, and what did I just say? 7. That was number 8. So if you guessed 8, you're the winner of our first big key guess. And with that, Ak is going to be heading up G Tower. While Sonicam is still looking for the Ice Rod and Flute. Unfortunately, he is not in the right pendant dungeon to find those, as we know.
Ooh, and the lamp in Turtle Rock. That's an interesting piece of logic that I'm way too tired to follow.
Wait, sorry, what was it that he found there?
He found the lamp, so...
Wow.
I'm guessing that wherever he found that cane, possibly Overworld. And LTigre makes it through my least favorite room in the game, the Chomp Room, without any difficulty. And so Ak is making his way through
the gauntlet. I'm interested to see if he'll be grabbing the chests on his way up Gannis Tower. It seems like he's still checking a few extra locations here and there in hopes of grabbing the silvers. But now that he's come this far, he might decide to just get through with it. And Sonicam is about to head into Pod and finally find his Ice Rod and Flute.
LTigre finding Quack in Turtle Rock, which will be absolutely of no use to him. But at least he has a complete set.
And if I recall, the Ice Rod in Pod in our top race was in the room just before the big chest, and the Flute was in the dark room. That would be the hallway to the boss. Almost getting stuck on the switch blocks there.
Ooh, LTigre finds the mirror in Turtle Rock. That is a huge find for him. Without the bow, it was looking kind of bad for him, but this may give him a little bit of an advantage for the moment anyways.
And Ack did validate his run once again, probably looking for silvers. But we are going to see a silverless Ganon fight from him. Which I'm sure he will not have much trouble with. And Sonicam finds his Ice Rod. Ack running a bit low on health here. I'm not sure what items he has handy with those bottles. And this is my least favorite position for Ganon to be in. That corner is the worst during this phase. Oh, he's just got bees. Just 2 bees in his bottles.
Those are not gonna help.
Oh, he's actually going to use the cape a little bit, get some sword spins in, and then bank on having enough magic left to do Silverless with Temper Sword. This is going to be a pretty clutch Ganon fight if he pulls this off. Which I don't doubt he can do. I don't doubt it.
We seem to have a little bit of frozen stream from LTigre. Hopefully we'll catch that up here in a second.
Did you find the arrows in Skullwood? Locked himself off from the torch? Oh, and gets hit by the fire bat trying to grab it. That was a rough position he ended up in there. He would have missed the torch. He tried to go for the torch glitch, would have missed it otherwise. It looks like he's going to...
We do not know if boots are required yet. It looks like we are about to find out.
He's hoping to stock up on some items here. But might decide to head and grab a potion. He's got a lot of rupees for it.
So he picks up the big key here in Eastern, or in Desert, sorry. And then the small key in the big key, in the big chest. So whatever's on that pedestal, it is either an item or a dungeon item.
And I imagine right now Ak is feeling like he might be behind. He's rushing, he picked the wrong flute spot. What he doesn't realize is that he actually has a pretty sizable lead. But this is definitely got to be a nerve-wracking moment for him with that death on Ganon.
Oh, most definitely. Nothing worse than that. Yes, now that we know that boots are not required in Desert, it looks like Cransoon is very shortly going to be in go mode. However, he will not know that.
And this time Ak positioned him that he didn't get hit by the fire bat. Still I think he's taking a moment. Oh, he actually decided to just drop right out of the fight. And perhaps go and get another potion? Oh, or maybe the fire bat hit him, but it looked like he walked out. Hmm. And as we've mentioned, as far as what's going on for Ak right now, he's definitely in a bit of a panic mode. He's definitely convinced that Sonicam is going to finish, any second now. Probably can't believe that he hasn't yet.
Oh, that feeling on Ganon, especially a Silverless Ganon. There are few worse things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ak is filling up, getting ready for Torch Glitch. And he gets it this time.
LTigre gonna check Magic Bat here while Cransoon goes into... Oh, I thought that Cransoon had finished Eastern. I apologize.
And that's also GG for Ak the Boker with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 8 seconds. So feel free to get those GGs in the chat. I don't think we're going to be pulling the racers on the top match in for an interview. Unfortunately, we're going to shift focus over to the bottom race. I'm going to start paying attention to the bottom race and stick around. But make sure you give both runners a follow. Really good show on a really fun seed. They're both amazing runners. So please go give them a follow. And if you get a chance to tell Ak GG, go ahead and do it. And Sonicam shouldn't be too far behind on finishing.
So LTigre gonna check ledge over top of the graveyard. Which Cransoon's about to make me honest with Eastern Palace. And he gets the bug net as a reward. Cransoon is in go mode. However, he's not going to find that out for another 30 seconds till he sees what's on this torch in here. The only possibility that he is not in go mode is if the big key is on torch in Ganon's Tower. However, I would almost bet that Cransoon's going to treat this like go mode. And he sure is. is happening. However, and he sure is.
And while Sonicam is fighting Trinix, count. Man.
Okay, I think all the crystals and pendants should be up to date here.
Nice.
Ace, who knows? Maybe I'm a clone that you do not know about.
Now, I might need to be caught up a little bit on what's happening on the bottom race. But
okay,
I'm hearing Cransoon's in go mode. That's what I've heard you saying.
Yep, he just found out that he's been in go mode for about 10-15 minutes, ever since I believe it was the mirror that he found. However, he has only known about it for about 2 minutes when he saw that Compass was on the torch in Desert Palace.
Right.
Which I believe he finished.
Oh, and LTigre is looking for the bow still?
Yeah, I can't remember where it was, but I know he has not found it.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that it could be a bootless. Now, what would be amazing is if they do go mode to G Tower and find the big key on the bonk torch, which, as I've said, is always my big key guess.
Oh, that's right, Recidador. He picked up the bow in the ground level chest and then pieced out of Temple of Terra. This currently is the Swiss stage, which means we're down to 100 runners, and every runner was randomized to begin with who they were going to play. From here, the 50 winners are going to play the other winners, and the ones that lose the first round are going to play each other, and that's going to continue until I think it's 4 wins is the magic number.
I don't actually recall, but that sounds right. Yeah.
And then I think everybody with 3 wins plays off for the remaining 6 spots, is what I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these are both main tournament matches. We also have the secondary tournament happening for those who did not qualify for the main tournament, and I believe in that one, the top 4 runners at the end of the secondary tournament will automatically be qualified for the next tournament. I think. Maybe don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
The top 8 of the primary tournament, the main tournament, and then the top 4 of the secondary.
Right.
Exactly.
And Sonicam, you putting those silvers to use, which Act did not have, to take out Landmolas.
All right, so Cransoon is headed to Ganon's Tower. So we will get our guesses in 1 through 22, 21 items, and a torch item, which if it's the big key, he's got to find the boots.
Oh, is he on his way there now? I think there's one crystal not marked, but that is where he's going, so I believe you.
Oh, did I miss Skullwoods? I think I missed Skullwoods.
Ah, okay. And I see someone asking just about as far as main and secondary tournament is concerned. I will say that we have very good runners in both branches of the tournament. You know, for some people in the secondary, they were either really good runners and didn't enter the qualifiers, or they might have just had a bad qualifier. So there are definitely people in the secondary tournament who could put up a fight against people in the main tournament. Which is why you should definitely check out all of the Speed Gaming Randomizer Mania channels. There's a lot of really good Link to the Past randomizer play happening, I think, across 8 channels. Speed Gaming 1 through 4, Randomizer Mania 1 through 4. And it looks like Big Key's not on the Bonk Torch. So Cransoon is set to look for that Big Key.
I am not sure why Skullwoods is not showing up, but obviously he did it.
Yep, he's there, we know. And Sonicam is heading into his Ganon fight with some slightly better equipment than Ak had to work with. That Butter Sword and Silvers. Oh, and Sonicam is getting a lot of Ganon teleports there. For anyone who's just tuning in, this was not a four-way race. We actually have two separate races going on. There was a race on the top, which Activoker won, and Sonicam is just finishing up, and then the race on the bottom between LTigre and Cransoon. So two separate seeds. And with that last hit, it's going to be GG for Sonicam, finishing with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 54 seconds. Let's get some GGs in the chat for Sonicam. And once again, I'm just going to mention that we will not be having Acrosonic coming in for interviews for this one, unfortunately. We're going to shift focus over to the other race that's happening on the stream. But be sure to go give all these runners a follow. They're all great, and Ak and Sonic put up a great fight on a very fun to watch seed.
LTigre is still looking for that bow. He's got to go into Temple O'Hara, and it's not an easy thing to do because it's a long trek. Ooh, and Bob escaped. Yes, the bow is in Temple of Hera.
Oh, and there we go. We've got our focus shift to just LTigre and Cransoon here.
And we're going to be switching over to sound here in a second.
Now, has Cransoon been left side already?
Yeah, Cransoon completely finished left side.
Yeah, it's because that's how I thought I saw him going left side. So now he's on the right side.
Oh, here we go, LTigre. Unless he's doing Spike.
So if your big key guesses were between 18 and 22, we could be seeing that happen. I think he skipped over the tile room. I didn't get to say my usual guess of the bonk torch, but obviously that was not the case.
That would not be fun for these runners, but there it is. That would be...
I believe that was 19. Then they still had 20, 21, and the tile room. Yeah. So if you guessed 19, if you guessed 19 for the big key, congrats, you win. And so again, I need to be caught up slightly on this second one. LTigre is looking for his bow. Where was that?
He's about to find it. It's in this chest on the floor level of... Oh, no.
Oh, but he's leaving.
LTigre, no. Yeah, it's on the very first floor of Temple of Hera.
Oh, right. Oh, yes, I remember. Yep, I remember you calling that out when it happened. So he's heading to Eastern. Has he not done any of Eastern? Oh, he hasn't even been to Sashula. Oh, he's turning in the green pendant, perhaps. There we go. And it looks like he's not heading back that.
No, he is not, unfortunately. Maybe he thinks he already did it. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like he's checking the one lone chest here in Escape, but he's going to be disappointed. Unfortunately, I think he's going to kick himself when he realized that he floated away from Hera.
Yeah.
Which I believe is happening right now. That's the unfortunate thing with Randomizer, is that you can one day make every right decision, and the next day, just your gambles aren't paying off. Happens to even the best players, and I know that because we are watching the best players.
Yep. It's, there's so many locations in the game, and you're always hoping for, a smooth ride. It can be very easy to forget one odd location here, or think you've already checked something.
Right, and since the last tournament, we're about 8 more versions ahead, and it has become way more randomized. Ooh, the validation chest with the butter sword.
Cransoon's run is validated with a very powerful sword.
But yeah, the 1 hour 10, 1 hour 15-minute times that we were accustomed to in the May tournament, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, it's not as common to see those constant sub 130 runs. But now that LTigre has his bow, he's going to be wrapping up the dungeons that he's been missing.
Nice triple there. So I think that was a 2-3-1 by Cransoon.
Sorry?
I think Cransoon just got a 2-3-1 on Ag, and I missed the very beginning of it. Visor, we never have access to the spoilers.
Yeah, no.
So, unfortunately, there's just some items that we will never know where they are.
We will never know where those booths were.
I mean, they had the possibility of being in Temple of Hera, the second item.
That's true. It's true. During the credits, we could find out if it was in specifics, if it was in certain spots, but I don't know if it would tell us. It doesn't tell you everything. Oh no, LTigre went to the bottom room in pod without a small key.
I hate that. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. Oh, Cransoon just getting the torch glitch with the fire rod. He missed one shot. Oh, and he uses the fire rod to get Ganon in just the right position.
Yep, double. There we are. GG's.
And that puts Cransoon finishing with an SRL time of 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 29 seconds.
And I think it may be a little late for LTigre, and he is opting not to finish the seed. And after a long day and frustrating seed, I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's fair. It's understandable. I'm just gonna see.
Yeah, I'm just making sure we don't have another race right after this. And if not, we will see about some interviews.
Yep. And while that is being sorted out, I'm just going to mention, as we've been saying, there's a ton of Link to the Past Randomizer going on. Big schedule to check out. There's even more going on tonight, I believe. Some of these might already be over, so I'm going to at least say for sure that at 1 a.m. Eastern, there's going to be another match happening. As for the speed gaming schedule, there is a Super Metroid randomizer happening after this. So be sure to check out all the speed gaming channels, the randomizer channel, to see all the races that are going on right now.
All right, it looks like both racers are going to be joining us for an interview. And make sure to follow both of them. They put on a spectacular show in a super trolley seed. I think they're just setting up their mics because per the rules, they had to have them disabled for the tournament.
Yeah, you might have to take the lead on some questions here because I missed a lot of that. We were more commentating side by side as opposed to together necessarily.
We kind of were. We kind of were.
But it was still a lot of fun. I will say that.
Absolutely. I like how they added that pickle in the woods. That shows the devs' quirky sense of humor that I love. Cransoon did win.
No boots on the pedestal, it seems. Also, while we're waiting here, feel free to get some bonk kisses. Cransoon. Oh wait, no. Just kidding.
I'm gonna guess 0.
I am also going to guess 0. That sounds right to me. Didn't see him bonk once.
Oh. Oh, sorry, didn't know.
Oh, there we go.
Hello, guys. GG.
Guys.
What's up?
GG. That was a rough seed.
Yeah, that was rough for me, especially.
I thought I was behind the entire time. At no point did I actually think I was ahead.
Yeah, I just got I got destroyed by Eastern Palace. Like, I just kind of gambled on it, and just the seed kept progressing for me, and I just kept going on and on. And I was like, okay, like, there's no way it wants me to like go back to Eastern, and then that was like where the most important item in the game was.
I don't even remember what was Eastern again.
It was the hammer.
That was the hammer. Okay, yeah.
But there was I could go so far without it. Like, it was crazy. I thought I was, it was on this like linear thing, because it seems like this version does that a lot, and I was wrong.
Yeah, it sure looks like that bow. You guys were doing a lot of the same things, but at different times. You were kind of crossing paths over and over again. Except the dip that Cransoon did fairly early into Temple of Hera, which you pieced out of right after you got that bow.
I was so torn on that. If Purple Chest didn't give me something, I was going to go back to Hera. And the entire time I was doing all that overworld clear, in the back of my head, I was like, this is a mistake. Something's in Hera. I left too early. I should go back. And it was just bothering me so much. And so when Purple Chest happened, I was like, wait, what? Because I was just so convinced that I had made the wrong decision.
Well, since you guys checked almost all of the chests in Ganon's Tower, we were actually hypothesizing that boots might have been the second item.
The second item
in Hera.
In Tower of Hera.
Oh, in Hera, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, because bow is my go mode item, so I never went past bow.
I
skipped Hera. That was my other big mistake, because I didn't go to Hera at all.
Okay, yeah. See, like
I just skipped everything.
I thought I made mistakes by like trying to read into the logic too much. So like I dipped into Mire unnecessarily. I almost finished Thieves' Town.
Oh yeah.
But I got early Ether, and I got Flute and everything. I'm just like, that's probably it. And I go in there and I'm like, nope, just one item and that's everything.
Yeah, Mire is so tantalizing when it's like the only medallion you have, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, it must be where I need to go, right?
Exactly.
But there was nothing. And like, at Vitreous was the book, and when I got that later, I was like, oh, okay. So my bow must be under one of the tablets. And yeah, that was all wrong. And then pedestal wasn't it, and I was like, oh man, this seed's over.
Oh no, you just did a pedestal pull?
I didn't. I just checked it after I got booked. It was wrong.
I feel like this one didn't give me like anything to go off of. Like, usually version 26 seeds tend to be really linear, and so you can kind of figure out where you're supposed to go. But whenever you have something on the overworld, especially in an inconvenient place like mirrorless Purple Chest, it's just like, what are you supposed to do besides everything and then that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually did that fairly early because I was desperate, because I had been so far behind. I was like, let's just go for something stupid. And then I got Kane really early, and like I was like, okay, maybe I'm still in this. Did Turtle Rock, got the mirror.
Yeah,
and then the whole Hera thing sealed the deal for me. Not going there.
I went into Hera pretty much as soon as I could. I don't even remember Gosh, did I chain that with my first Death Mountain visit, or did I just do Hera exclusively?
You did, and I think the difference there was that you did Eastern before you went to Death
Right.
Mountain, so you
He
had
had hammer, I'm sure.
And
I didn't have hammer, so I didn't even have the option.
Yeah, exactly. You did. I think you went to Death Mountain.
It really was
then,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was that whole Eastern play that just like completely destroyed my seed. Was just because I skip Eastern pretty often. Yeah, and this time it hurt me more than it ever has, I think.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like for me, I tend to do Eastern and Escape like as early as I can. I mean, not as early as I can, but like Eastern, I kind of consider sort of your Sphere Zero like just overworld clear because it doesn't require any items to check. So like I try to do most of that before I really do anything. But getting Titan's Myth so early kind of threw me off of that. So I left Escape. Like since I didn't have any weapon to do Escape, usually as soon as I get like Cane of Samaria, hammer, any sword, bow, I'll go into Escape, and I didn't get one. So I just went and did Dark World stuff. But like when I went into Escape and then Eastern later, I got 2 swords and hammer, and I was like, oh no. Like a lot of people probably just always check this no matter what, and so I just thought I thought I was behind.
Yeah, you played the right player this time. But yeah, I'm not too bad about it. It was fun.
Well, it was surely entertaining for us.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, just those seeds that open up quite nicely can sometimes be to your detriment because you can go all sorts of places.
Exactly.
I just read into the linearity too much, because it really seems like this version does that a lot, but yeah, not this time.
Yeah, when it doesn't, that's when.
Yeah, that's when you get
really thrown off.
2 hour, 20-minute seeds. Oh.
I also was really afraid about my Dark Room Hera, or my Dark Room pod play. That scared me, because I was just like, this is slow, what if Lamp is somewhere really, really easy? Oh no.
You actually both did that.
Yeah, I did that too. I got stuck in there. I couldn't get the last chest. I didn't have anything in the end, but yeah, I totally did that too. I did a Dark Room pod, and I kind of realized once I was going to the Dark Room it wasn't right, because it's like a sequence break at this point, and I figured Lamp. I thought Lamp was going to be in Eastern, but yeah, didn't.
I had no idea where Lamp was going to be. Honestly, I was like, I remember someone was talking about it the other day. Like, where's the worst place to have Lamp? And for me, it's just anywhere in Turtle Rock. It doesn't matter where. Anywhere is bad.
So the coolest play of the match, however, has to go to LTigre when he
I think I know what you're talking about.
the guard and then threw it at the
Oh, that's what you're thinking of, huh?
Help me with the word here. The guy in
the ball and chain
flail guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? That sounds awesome. Is there a clip of that? I want to see that. That sounds super.
Yeah, it's a
We
pretty
definitely need to clip
cool
that.
strat when you just have Ice Rod,
I was
But,
technically doing commentary on a different race, but got distracted by the hype over that moment. We had two at once going on for a while there.
Yeah. I thought what you guys were gonna say was when I went into Mini Moldorm Cave and I only had 5 bombs, and I just made it work with.
That too, actually. You got the kill on that last Moldorm with that bomb.
Yeah, that was so lucky. Because that's just the RNG basically.
I remember I had a hookshot at that point. Where was that again? Anybody remember?
Oh, it was. I did something stupid.
hookshot.
My early game was a mess too. I didn't check one of the early bomb rooms in town. Like things like the Thieves' Time, because I didn't have bombs or rupees. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna skip that for now.
And then you actually didn't know this, but if you would have pulled the bush, our friend was passing out bombs tonight.
Yeah, I just missed him, and I just hoped that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, that was all around pretty rough.
That's one reason I really like my early game route. It incorporates Houlihan Room, and that way, like, even though it maybe isn't like as optimal if you get like ideal bomb drops and everything, you don't have to rely on RNG as much.
Yeah.
Because you just enter CAC from the south and you buy bombs. Although when the race game has something like it did this time, then having to double back and after you buy bombs kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really do the Houlihan Room, but usually just going through the north, and usually I do grab that bush guy and then get some bombs that way, but yeah, it didn't work out this time.
Also, can we talk about how I've, like, actually, I can't remember the last time in Ganon's Tower, like, the room before Bob, like, I have not had boots in that room. I reached that room and panicked. I was like, oh no, where do I go? What do I do? How does this maze work? So I just spammed ether.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Now,
When I do there, I've had that happen to me, and the easiest way to do it is you just, where those pots are at the top, you just drop a bomb on that top part, and then you can just bomb jump across.
Yeah.
it's a bomb jump.
That's the best strat, I think, for getting across that without boots.
I had,
So
like,
it's like you're
little...
using, it's the same concept, just with bombs instead of a bomb.
Okay, I'll definitely try that, because I reached that point, and, like, since you hadn't finished yet, I was just assuming that we were probably pretty close, and so I was like, oh no, if I lose the race because of this room, oh god.
I wasn't anywhere near you, dude.
It's also not a very specific bomb jump. It's really
it's super lenient.
It just always works.
Yeah, it's like the freest bomb jump in the game once you know to do it.
I will definitely be doing that like as soon as I cut stream here.
And yeah, I guess if there's nothing else, we will head off, and they're about to get set up for Super Metroid Randomizer here on Speed Gaming. And as I mentioned, be sure to check out Speed Gaming's 1 through 4 and Randomizer Mania 1 through 4 for all of the Link to the Past Randomizer going on right now. GG, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, man.
GG.
GG, Cransoon.
Have a good night.